Let's bring in now the number 2 Democrat in the Senate, Dick Durbin. Senator Durbin, thank you for joining us this morning. First, your reaction that, this is Senator Braun is not alone among your colleagues, Republican colleagues in the Senate and the House. They just refuse to accept the results of this election. What do you make of it?
George, I have very strong feelings about that. I'm just going to say the following. Joe Biden is going to be sworn in as the next president of the United States on January 20th. In the remaining days, we're going to be in session in Washington. I hope we don't get embroiled in that debate further. I want us to focus on what we're trying to achieve with this COVID relief package. This is our last chance before Christmas and the end of the year to bring relief to families across America in the midst of a public health crisis. It's time to put the partisan labels aside.
But I appreciate that. I'm going to ask you about that. But if your colleagues simply can't even accept the results of the election, how can you expect good faith efforts in other areas?
I'll tell you why I expect it. Because there are 10 United States senators, and I'm honored to be one of them, who have been meeting hour after hour after hour, day after day, conference calls and the like, putting together a package with a like number of members of the House that really is a positive step forward. It really is the best of the United States Congress at a moment when we ought to be showing the best to respond to this crisis that we face. I want to focus on that, on a bipartisan effort. I know there are plenty of things that divide us. Let's bring us together as a nation and as a Congress to get this job done.
The package that's being worked on is about $900 billion right now. Do you expect it to get passed this week?
Well, my prayers will be answered if it does. But we've got a few remaining issues. I think we can work them out. And if we can and bring this forward, I just hope that Senator McConnell will let us bring this matter to the floor as quickly as possible. We have a lot of work to do in just a few days to do it.
Any doubt that he will?
I don't know the answer to that yet. He's expressed some interest, positive feeling toward the effort. I hope he feels that way when he gets a chance to read it in detail. But there are 5 Republican senators who have been working night and day, 5 Democratic senators as well. And it really is a superhuman effort on our part to get this together in time to help the American people as quickly as possible. Think of the millions of people who are going to lose, 12 million will lose their unemployment insurance the day after Christmas. Think of the businesses that are trying to decide now in heartbreaking moments whether or not they can continue. Think about the vaccination, the logistics that we serve with the money in this bill. We want to make sure that this vaccine is on the road and vaccinating people all across America as quickly as possible. These are really life and death issues. We ought to address those quickly.
The compromise does not include new direct stimulus checks, and that's caused Bernie Sanders, other progressives, to oppose the compromise, calling it, quote, wrong morally and wrong economically. What do you say to your colleague, Senator Sanders?
We had a limit given to us of $900 billion. You mentioned 908, it's in that range, $900 billion for the next 3 or 4 months. The program that you talked about, the $1,200 check, it cost, we believe, nationally $300 billion, to give you an idea. The Democrats have always wanted a larger number, but we were told we couldn't get anything through the Republicans except at the $900 billion level. So we worked to that number. If there is more money available, certainly I would want to see more help to the families across America.
President Trump was supporting bigger bills earlier in the process before the election. Was it a mistake not to accept that then?
Well, it was different. If you listen to the Republican explanation of it now, they say many things that were promised by the president were before the election. And now we're in the sober reality after the election. Whatever the political reasoning, put it behind us. Whether it's good for Democrats or Republicans, we all ought to be in this together. The American people would be heartened this holiday season after what we've been through in the year 2020 to see that kind of bipartisan effort coming out of Congress.
If you pass this bill now, might it make it more difficult to pass broader relief once President-elect Biden takes office?
I don't think it'll make it more difficult at all. When we finish with this in 3 months or 4 months, we're going to be into the vaccinations, and we'll have, I hope, a much better view of where we're going with this national pandemic. But we may need more. We may need more money, for example, for the logistics on the vaccine to get it out and administered across the United States. I think the American people will respond, and the Congress will follow and come up with a bipartisan response that's needed for this nation.
Whether that will happen could depend on what happens in those Georgia Senate runoffs. What will it mean for the Biden agenda if the GOP wins those runoffs? Worried that his administration will be handicapped out of the box?
Well, it's going to be an interesting thing. A Senate that would be 52-48 Republican has to be one that is dedicated to working with the new president. I hope they will. I'm hopeful that they will, but I can't say for certain that they will. There have been so many political divisions. But I think if Joe Biden succeeds, and I want him to, America will succeed.
Senator Durbin, thanks for your time this morning. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.